the young and the restless spoilers. Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Today is a beautiful day to dive into some absolute soap opera chaos. We have so much to unpack about the latest Genoa City drama, and honestly, the twists just keep coming. Grab your coffee, get comfortable, and let's just jump right into the madness. So Jack Abbott is playing a very, very dangerous game right now. And honestly, I am so stressed just watching it. If you guys have been following along the last few weeks, you know that Diane Jenkins Abbott has been missing. And not just missing like she took a spa trip to clear her head. She is being held hostage by a creepy doctor, and Patty Williams is pulling the string. Patty Williams, I mean, what were the writers thinking bringing Patty back into this specific kind of power position? It's wild. But Jack is desperate. Jack is ready to take some truly drastic measures if it means saving Diane from whatever danger she is in. He knows that tricking Patty Williams into believing they could actually have a future together is risky. It's beyond risky. It's basically playing with dynamite while holding a match. But he is realizing just how high the stakes are right now, because Patty is not playing around. As we head into the week of June 22 to June 26, Patty is going to lay down some much harsher threats. She is not just hinting anymore. She wants to remind Jack, in no uncertain terms, that Diane's safety completely depends on him meeting her demands. And we all know what those demands are. She wants to recreate that magic they had on the yacht. Gross. Just gross. I mean, who actually believes this is going to end well? Patty is delusional. She is completely living in a fantasy world where Jack actually loves her, but she's also smart enough to use extreme measures to get her point across. She might even threaten Diane's life directly if Jack doesn't sleep with her. And Jack is just trying to stall. He is going to keep trying to placate Patty while he gathers more intelligence. He is playing the long game, or at least trying to. But let's be real. Jack is not a secret agent. He's a cosmetic CEO. Sometimes I wonder how these characters think they can outsmart actual psychopaths. But Jack is trying. He's nodding along, pretending to care about Patty, all while his brain is working overtime to figure out where the heck his wife is. Either way, it looks like Jack is going to find out enough information to realize that Diane is not at some legitimate clinic. Patty keeps insisting that Diane had a mental breakdown and is at a facility getting help. But Jack is going to figure out that Diane is actually at Dr. Lawrence Markham's private house. Not a hospital, a house. A house with barred windows and a creepy vibe. How does he find out? Well, the notes hint that Diane might actually drop the news to Jack herself. Maybe she manages to crack the passcode on Markham's phone and send a quick text. Which, by the way, how funny would it be if Markham's password was just 1234? Or maybe password. These evil mastermind doctors are never as smart as they think they are. But there is also a good chance that Jack just uncovers some other clues that point straight to Markham's residential address. Maybe Tracy helps him. Tracy did see Patty paying Markham off in the park, remember? Tracy is actually the smartest Abbott right now. So once Jack has the address, he realizes he can't just knock on the front door. He needs a distraction. Enter Billy Abbott. Yes, Billy. Jack is going to spill everything he knows to Billy and hope that his little brother can somehow lure Dr. Markham away from the house. Now, let's pause here. Billy Abbott. Really? Is Billy the guy you want for a high-stakes rescue mission right now? Let's not forget that Billy is currently drowning in his own messy life. He just basically caused Sally Spectra to flee in a rainstorm, crash her car, and lose her baby because he and Jill wouldn't stop questioning the paternity. Billy is a walking disaster area right now. He is a mess, a total mess. But maybe Jack thinks Billy needs a distraction from his own guilt. Or maybe Jack just doesn't have anyone else to turn to because Kyle is probably too hot-headed to handle a delicate lure operation. So Billy is going to try to trick Markham into leaving the premises. And apparently it works, or at least it works well enough for Jack to get inside. Jack finally gets to the house. He breaks in, or sneaks in, whatever. He finds Diane, the moment we have all been waiting for, right? The big rescue, the sweeping romantic hero moment where Jack saves his wife from the evil doctor and the crazy ex-lover. But no, that is not what happens. When Jack arrives to pick up Diane, she refuses to leave. Read that again. She refuses to leave. Diane tells Jack that she wants to stay with Markham. She says she has fallen in love with him. What the heck? What in the actual heck is going on here? Diane rejects Jack just like that. She tells him to leave without her because she is in love with her captor. I had to read this spoiler like 3 times because my brain just could not process it. She loves him. She actually said she loves him. The guy who locked her in a room with padded cell pictures and gaslit her into thinking she was crazy. Let's break this down because my head is exploding. Why would Diane say this? Theory number 1, Stockholm Syndrome. It happens, right? She has been isolated, terrified, completely dependent on this man for food and water and human interaction. Maybe her brain just snapped to protect her, and she convinced herself she loves him. But Diane Jenkins is tough. She is a survivor. She faked her own death for years. Does she really break this easily? I don't know. Maybe I'm being too harsh on her. Trauma does weird things to people. Okay, that sounded dramatic, but you get what I mean. Theory number 2. She is brainwashed. Remember, a few episodes ago, we found out there were books by Dr. Alan Loran in her room, and there is this huge running theory on social media that Dr. Markham is actually Martin Laurent in disguise. Martin Laurent, the psycho who tortured Sharon and Phyllis. If Markham is Martin, then he is an expert at psychological torture and mind control. Maybe he literally brainwashed Diane into loving him. If that's true, then Jack is in way over his head, and they are going to need Sharon and Phyllis to step in and save the day. Because those 2 women are the only ones who know how Martin's twisted mind works. Theory number 3, revenge. Pure, petty, classic Diane Jenkins revenge. Think about it. Why is Diane so mad at Jack in the first place? Because she caught him in bed with Patty Williams on the yacht. Jack betrayed her. Jack slept with the enemy. So maybe, just maybe, Diane is perfectly sane right now. Maybe she sees Jack standing there playing the hero and she just wants to hurt him. What better way to punish Jack for sleeping with Patty than to tell him she is staying with the man who kidnapped her because she loves him now? It's the ultimate slap in the face. It's Diane saying, you betrayed me, so now I'm rejecting you for the guy who locked me up. Is that too dark? Maybe. But this is the young and the restless. They love a dark, twisted revenge plot. Honestly, I kind of love it if it's revenge. It makes Diane so much more complex than just a helpless victim waiting for Jack to save her. But it also makes her incredibly cruel. Jack is out here risking his life, dealing with Patty's insane sexual blackmail, trying to save her, and she just spits in his face. And what is Jack going to do now? He can't just drag her out kicking and screaming, right? Or can he knows Markham is dangerous. He knows Patty is dangerous. If he leaves Diane there, she could die. But if she is screaming that she loves the doctor, how does Jack force her to leave? This storyline is just getting so messy. I love it, but I am also so tired of Jack constantly suffering. The writers just love to torture this man. First Nikki, then Phyllis, now Diane. The Abbott marriage is doomed. I mean, who actually believes this is going to end well for Jack and Diane? Even if he gets her home, how do you recover from your wife saying she loves a kidnapper? You don't. You just don't. And let's talk about the bigger pattern here. Y&R loves to do these damsel in distress storylines, but they always add a weird psychological twist, like when Mariah was kidnapped by Stitch, or when Chelsea was poisoned. They never just let it be a simple rescue. There is always emotional damage that lasts for months. This feels exactly like that. Diane is not going to just come home and go back to working at Jabot. She is going to be fundamentally changed by this. Whether she is brainwashed, suffering from Stockholm Syndrome, or just deeply, deeply bitter, the Diane that Jack eventually brings home, if he ever does, is not the Diane he married. So where do we go from here? Jack is going to have to leave, right? He has to retreat and figure out a new plan. Maybe he has to prove to Diane that Markham is evil. Or maybe he has to get the police involved finally. Although the GCPD is famously useless, maybe he has to go to Victor Newman for help. Victor is already involved with Diane and Patty somehow, right? Victor offered Diane a deal to get back at Jack. Oh my gosh. Wait. What if Diane is doing this because of Victor's offer? What if Victor told Diane to stay there and torture Jack? No, that's too crazy. Victor wouldn't leave her in danger. Or would he? I don't know, guys. I am just rambling now, but this show has me constantly second-guessing everything. One minute I think Patty is the mastermind. The next minute I think Martin Laurent is pulling the strings. And now I'm wondering if Diane is just playing everyone. Let's talk about Billy's role in this again. Billy is supposed to be the distraction, but Billy is so emotionally volatile right now. What if Markham sees right through him? What if Billy accidentally tips Markham off that Jack is inside the house? Billy has a terrible track record of ruining plans because he can't keep his mouth shut or his emotions in check. If Billy messes this up, Jack is going to be trapped inside that house with a hostile Diane and a returning psychotic doctor. The Abbott brothers might both end up in a padded cell if they aren't careful. And what about Patty? If Jack doesn't show up to fulfill his end of the blackmail bargain, recreating that awful yacht magic, Patty is going to lose her mind. She is already a ticking time bomb. If she realizes Jack was just stalling to find Diane, her wrath is going to be biblical. She might go straight to the press. Or worse, she might go straight to the house and try to kill Diane herself. Patty does not handle rejection well. We have decades of soap history proving that Patty Williams plus rejection equals attempted murder. This whole situation is a powder keg. Jack is standing in the middle of it holding a lit match. Diane is refusing to leave. Markham is a creepy wild card. Billy is an unstable distraction. And Patty is ready to blow the whole thing up. I honestly don't know how any of them are going to walk away from this without some serious scars. The writers have really backed Jack into a corner here, and I am both terrified and completely hooked to see how he tries to dig his way out. I guess we will just have to tune in next week to see how Jack handles this massive rejection, because you know Jack Abbott is not going to just walk away. He is going to fight, but he might be fighting a losing battle if his wife doesn't even want to be saved. All right, I need to wrap this up before I start overanalyzing the wallpaper in Markham's house for clues. You guys let me know your theories in the comments. Do you think Diane is faking this love for Markham just to twist the knife in Jack's back? Or has Martin Laurent's mind control completely taken over her brain? Drop your thoughts below, and we will definitely keep tracking this wild ride.